Hello and good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to Lasusoc Express. My name is Abdusemi Monsura Olajimoke, and it promises to be another interesting edition of the show. Today we're going to be discussing a really pertinent topic, which is the maintenance culture of the public service. I'm going to be having 4 interesting guests to discuss this topic with me. They are experts in their field, and I'm sure by the end of this program, you'll be more than impressed. So I have with me here today beauties and gentlemen, and please introduce yourself, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Miss. So my name is Otunkudu Salabanji.
Okay, my name is Ndego Beauty Isioma, and I am a public relations officer in training.
That's interesting.
Thank you so much. I'm Dako Sadiq.
I am Ahmed Suyastin Tokwe.
So there you have them, the interesting people that I'm going to be discussing with today. So we're going to be talking about the maintenance culture of the public service, laying emphasis on the human maintenance culture, that is the relationship between, let's say, the general public, the masses, the customers, with the staffs of the public service, like the human aspect of the maintenance culture. So I'm going to ask you all now, based on your personal experience, or let's say something that you witnessed, how would you describe the human maintenance culture in the Nigeria public sector?
That's been really bad. With the few experience I have with them, I have not had one single good experience with them. Like there was a time I went to the hospital and the maintenance culture there is really poor.
Okay.
In my opinion, I would say no matter how good a society is, we surely have some bad eggs. You know, there are many people who are trying to give their best in carrying out their duties in the public services, but there are some bad eggs, and these bad eggs seem to be more than the good ones we have. So even if some few people are trying their best to make sure they carry out their duty, there are others who are not making it true.
Okay. So yeah, it's more like a general consensus that the public, the maintenance culture, the human maintenance culture in the public services is bad. Okay, Miss Liat, what would you say are the causes of this poor human maintenance culture in the public service?
Thank you. One important cause is the lack of maintenance policy, because the workers in the public sector already know that they don't have this maintenance policy. There's no policy, there's no body, like the people that are looking into their affairs are not taking it with so much consideration. They know that the government only watch over them few times, and either they work or they don't work, they get paid. So irrespective of how they behave to their customers and everybody coming to the organization, they know there is nobody responsible for the accountability of their attitude. That is why. And some government workers just have this nonchalant attitude towards their work, unlike the private sector. Although in the private sector, things like this happens too, but it is more in the public sectors, because they know that anything they do, they don't have someone immediately under them, the people under them, the people above them, to even watch over them and not taking their work serious. You have, most of them have other businesses. Once they come to work and sign, they leave, because they believe these normal sayings that said agota uwalaro akpe. Either they work or they don't work, they get paid. So there is nobody watching them, and because of this, corruption has eaten deep into it, because you work, you don't work, you get paid. You come to office on time, you don't come to office, you get paid. It is nobody's business there.
Okay, thank you very much. So in a nutshell, the poor, watching over them has been poor. That means they can act anyhow towards the people, and no one is going to take them into.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Mr. Sadiq, so I'm going to ask you, between the government, the people, and the public workers, who would you say carry the highest blame? Who would you say is more responsible for this poor human maintenance culture?
All right, thank you so much for the question. First of all, let's just take a look at government, the public workers, and the citizen. We are talking about the public workers, they are also working under the government. And then the blames that come from the public workers will also be the responsibility of the government. So let's take example. Let's take an example of a public service like that of the police. Let's talk of police as a case study. The policemen are meant to protect our rights as a citizen. But when we look around right now, the police are the one harassing us. They are the one dehumanizing us, and the police that will be like, police is your friend. I mean, even when I bought the box going home, I will be afraid that when this police stop me, like, what is in your bag? Like, I've seen so many occurrences that students will be going home after getting the particular post stop. They have to stop the box, and after stopping the box, they will ask students to come down. And after the students come down, they'll be like, what is in your bag? That is not meant to be. And after the students even showing them that, yes sir, this is my ID card, they'll be like, no, let me check your bag, and it's not meant to be. And the police, I think the reason why they are doing this is just because they are not being paid well. Because we can see them, they'll be like, they are not paid well by the government, and their salaries is even being delayed, and they are not even being well equipped by the government. But I think if the police can be paid very well, and they can be given better equipment, they will be performing their function very well among the citizens.
Okay, so you're saying the government carries the highest blame because they are the highest authority. They're supposed to be in charge of the welfareism, but since the welfareism is poor, their attitude towards work and towards people will also be poor.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to move to the beauty. Ma'am, using Lasso as a case study, how would you, what do you think can be done? What do you think can be done to improve the human maintenance culture, let's say between staffs and students, between workers and students, between staff, even to other staff? How do you think the human maintenance culture can be improved?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. If I understand it well, using Lasso as a case study, I think the lecturers should, the school should provide enough staffs, like they should provide enough staffing, and also increase the salaries of the lecturers, because most times the lecturers are overburdened, like they have to take almost a whole lot of classes without rest. So if the management will provide enough staffs, increase the salaries of these workers, and then give them enough few workloads, I'm very sure that they will be more eager to work instead of having to come to class like an hour before their class is over and stuff. And also in the medical side, I think our doctors and nurses that we have there, if they are enough in this medical sector, students won't have to complain about not receiving medical attention, because most times students have to go there, sometimes forgetting their medical card, and then they will not be attended to. So if the management could at least provide enough staffs, pay them well, and then I think it will look like an encouragement. Yeah, it will be an encouragement to attend to more students without having to,
Okay, thank you very much. So simply put, a hungry man is an angry man.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there will definitely be a value to students and all if they do not get paid properly. And also when they are understaffed, people are definitely going to get okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's so beautiful. And Mr. Olabanji, as a media personnel, what role does the media have to play in enhancing positive maintenance culture in Nigeria?
Thank you very much for that question. According to my own understanding, media practitioners are like watchdogs. We are like the mother in the home who watches over the children. You've not done this, you've not done that. This is the time for bed, and this is the time for work, this is the time for play. So with the knowledge of this, media practitioners are the ones who are responsible of dispersing information to the masses. When the right information is being shared at the right time, we all know that, okay, people know that I can't do this without the whole world knowing about it. Let people know that when they are being maltreated or when they are not being attended to by public service officers, by public officials, you can report them. When the government officials are not treating you well, you go to hospital today, doctors are not there at the right time when they're supposed to. You have to wait for hours. In a situation whereby you need urgent attention, let the world know about this. Media practitioners are in charge of dispersing information to the world, and when this is done, everybody know that they are not given the opportunity to sweep anything under the carpet.
Okay.
So, we all know.
Okay, so when people know that they can report and have their story published and have their story known to the world, then the public service officers will have to improve the way they maintain the relationship with them. So there you have it about maintenance culture of the public service. I want to believe that you've learned something and you know better ways to approach situations when it comes to maintenance culture in the public service. So thank you so much for joining the program. It's going to be same time, same station next week. Please join us and thank you so much. My name is Absemi Musuro Lajumoke once again.